All praises and glory goes to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All praises and glory goes to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the men of GMS who rule well. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect. This is Brother Boaz coming at you with another live lesson. Now, we've been discussing this for numerous occasions, okay? What this is all about. Now, this is the vengeance of Yahweh, okay? This is a vengeance on how he's going to get his temple, okay? On how he's going to recompense this man in this kingdom, okay? And we're here already, okay? We've been discussing this, okay? It's gonna catch the world like a thief in the night, because people are not aware, or they're not looking forward to seeing Yahweh Yahushai, okay? They just living their ordinary lives, okay? Goes down, when this thing goes down, it's gonna be a phenomenon. The book of Second Ezra, chapter 6, we'll start at verse 18. And it said, Behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth. And I will begin to make inquisition of them that have hurt unjustly their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion be fulfilled, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. The book shall be open before the firmament, and they shall see all together. And how's that happening? Okay. That's happening through this internet, through the unicorn, if you will. Okay. And everyone is starting to understand these dark sayings and what this Bible is conveying, okay? It's saying death to the so-called white man and to all the other nations, and it's in the kingdom of Israel, okay? And that kingdom is a forever kingdom that will never be destroyed, okay? So, and like we discussed on multiple occasions, we're here already, okay? The only thing we're waiting for, in which they will come out shortly, they can't keep dragging their knuckles, okay? The mark of the beast, okay? That's what we're waiting for. We're waiting for the mark of the beast, okay? And when they implement that, it's been nice knowing you, okay? They're gonna pull this internet, so you're not gonna understand the prophets, and that's it. Okay, let's get into the lesson today. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 28. The voice of them that flee and escape out of Babylon, to declare in Zion the vengeance of Yahweh our power, the vengeance of his temple, okay? So basically, this is how he's going to get his vengeance, okay? The vengeance, and we're the temple of Yahweh Yahweh Shai, okay? We're his temple, and this is how he's going to get revenge. Call together the archers and against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow, camp again and be round about. Let none of you escape. Recompense her according to her works, according to all of what she have done, do unto her. Okay, so what does she do? Fire. What does she do? Okay, that's what this is about. A squaring of things, of getting equal or double amount of basically revenge, if you will. According to her, according to her what she have done, do unto her, for she have been proud against Yahweh, against the Holy One of Israel. Verse 30, therefore shall her young men fall in the streets, and all her men of war shall be cut off in that day, said Yahweh. Okay, so the fighting man is going to be completely cut off. Okay, the so-called your military. Okay, it's going to be completely cut off in that day. Verse 32, and the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall rise up. I will kindle fire in his cities, and they shall devour it round about him. Verse 33, thus said Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and they were took them captive and held them fast. They refused to let them go. Okay, so who refused to let them go? The so-called white man. Okay, Negroes, Latinos, Native American Israel, Native American Indians. Excuse me. They was taken into slavery. Okay, and it was still found in this man's hands. Okay. We still found in this man's hand because he refused to let us go. Okay. Verse 34, their Redeemer is strong. Yahweh is his name. He have thoroughly pleaded their cause, that he may give rest to the land and the disquieting the inhabitants of Babylon. Okay, destroying the so-called white man already. How is Yahweh Shai gonna do it? We're gonna find out. Dropping nukes on this man. Okay, nuking this man. Okay, destroying him utterly. What's he gonna do? Making this man desolate already. Okay, by dropping nukes on him. 35. A sword is in a Chaldean, said Yahweh, and upon the inhabitants of Babylon, and upon her princess, and upon her wise men. Okay, the so-called Illuminati. A sword is upon the liars, and they shall do a sword upon her mighty men, and they shall be dismayed. A sword is upon her horses and upon her chariots, her technology, and upon all her mingled people that are in the midst of her. Okay, melting pot here in America. And they shall become as women. A sword is upon all her treasures, and they shall be robbed. Verse 38, a drought is upon her waters, and that shall be dried up, for it is the land of graven images, and they are mad upon their idols. Verse 39, therefore the wild beast of the desert the wild beasts of the desert and the wild beasts of the islands, and shall dwell there in the midst of their isles, shall they dwell therein, and it shall no longer be inhabited forevermore, neither shall they dwell in a generation to generation. Okay, so when these nukes go off, okay, and it's mess, when the dust settles, ain't nothing gonna be here no more. Okay, ain't nothing. It's gonna be totally desolate. Okay, just wild beasts and owls and rodents, if you will, and lizards. That's all it's gonna be here. Desert creatures. Okay, that's it. That's all it's going to be able to survive here, okay? It's going to be totally desolate. Verse 40. This is the book of Jeremiah 50, verse 40. As power overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof, says Yahweh, so shall no man abide there, neither shall there be any man that dwell therein. Okay, totally destruction. Okay, bringing upon this man. Okay, totally obliterating them. Okay. That's what this is all about, okay? You want to know what this is about? That's what this is about. Dropping nukes on this man, totally just destroying America, okay? Making her desolate, okay? And to destroy the center out of it, okay? Let's get it. Dropping nukes on this man. The book of Isaiah, chapter 9, verse 5. For every battle of warriors is with confused noise and garments rolled up in blood, but this shall be a burning and fuse of fire, okay? Thermonuclear weapons, okay, being detonated, making this man desolate. The book of Isaiah, chapter 9, chapter 13, Salakia, chapter 13, verse 9. Behold, the day of Yahweh cometh, cruel with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. Okay, destroying the sinners out of it. Okay, that's what this is about. Let's get in the NET version. Look, Yahweh, day of judgment is coming. It is a day of cruelty and savage rage of anger, destroying the earth and annihilating its sinners. Okay, destroying this man already. Okay, 2/3 of our people that have gone in the way of Balaam. Okay. In one moment. The book of Second Ezra, we start at verse 1, chapter 15, verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, said Yahweh, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imagination against thee, that let no incredulity of them that trouble thee, that speak against thee, for all the unfaithfulness shall die in their unfaithfulness, So all these people that don't believe in this doctrine, okay, so what doctrine? The doctrine of GMS, okay? Yahweh Shai, we discussed this on multiple occasions, but once again, Yahweh Shai is supping with these men, okay? He gave these men 100% truth. They have the doctrine intact, okay? See that thou hurt not the oil and the wine, okay? Which they have it, okay? That's what this is about. And if you don't get this message, okay, before the clock strikes 12 midnight, total destruction to you, okay? That's the game. Okay, you gotta crack the midnight, and we 5 minutes till. Okay, we here already. Okay, and this is it. We here already. This man's ready for the mark of the beast, implementing that and pulling the grid. Okay, and you're gonna have to have some strong faith if you want to endure it. Okay, come over here to verse 6. For the wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and the hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore, say Yahweh, I will hold my tongue no more touching their wickedness. They have profanely committed, neither will I suffer them, and those thing which they have wickedly exercised in them. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood cries unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. Okay, we have to constantly be on Yahweh Shai. Okay, constantly praying, okay, and constantly basically pleading with Yahweh Shai, avenge me of my adversary, okay. Let them be destroyed already, okay. Okay, give me vengeance against my adversary. Yahweh Shai, drop missiles on it already. That should be our mindset in prayer. Drop missiles on this man. Nuke this man already. Okay, drop missiles on him. Let them be destroyed. Okay, until Yahweh Shai fulfill our needs. Okay, in our prayers. The book of Second Ezra, chapter 15, verse 24. Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, say Yahweh. I will not spare them. Go your way, ye children, from the power, defile not my sanctuary. For Yahweh knows all them that sin against him, and therefore delivers he them unto death and destruction. Okay. And that's why they took this apocrypha out the Bible, because it's more hard body. It goes, not saying the other scriptures are not hard body, but it goes right, it cuts right to the bone, okay? You can't Peter and Paul it. That's why they took it out. So that's what this is about, okay? That's what this is all about. Okay, in one moment. The book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 22. For I will rise up against them, say Yahweh of hosts, cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephews, say Yahweh. I will also make possessions for the bitter and the pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, say Yahweh of hosts. A besom of destruction. Once again, nuclear weapons being detonated over this man, okay? Destroying this man already. That's what this is all about, okay? And each day that goes on, with another step closer, okay, to that transaction. Verse 51, 51, verse 1. Thus say Yahweh, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell against and I dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, a destroying wind, okay? A wind, okay? Again, nukes being dropped on this man already, okay? Making his land desolate, making him destroying this man already. Verse 52, 51, 52, verse 51, verse 2. And will raise fanners, and I will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her, and shall empty her land for the day of trouble. They shall be against her round about. Okay, that's the other nations. That's the other nations. Plus, you got the UFOs. One moment. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 35. To me belongeth vengeance and recompense. Their foot shall slide in due time, for the day of calamity is at hand, and the things that shall come upon them make haste. For Yahweh shall judge his people and repent himself for his servants when he sees their power is gone and there's none shut up or left. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 41. I whet my glittering sword and I will take on judgment. I will render vengeance to my enemies and reward them that hate me. I will make my arrows drunken with blood, and my sword devour flesh, and that with the blood of the slain and of the captives, from the beginning of revenge upon the enemy, okay? The enemy, okay? Who's the enemy? Again, the so-called white man, okay? It's all the other nations, but mainly it's the so-called white man, okay? He's the chief enemy. Rejoice, O ye nations, with his people, and for he avenges blood of his servants, and he renders vengeance to his adversaries, and will be merciful unto his land and to his people. In one moment. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 25, verse 12. Thus said Yahweh, power of hosts, because thou, Edom, have dwelt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and have greatly offended, and revenged himself upon him. Therefore, one moment. Therefore, thus say Yahweh power, I will stretch out my hands against Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make desolate from Teman, and Dedan shall fall by the sword, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel. They shall do in Edom according to my anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, says Yahweh. Yahweh power, okay? Verse 15. Thus say Yahweh power, because the Philistines have dealt by revenge, and have taken vengeance with a despiteful heart to destroy it with old hatred. Therefore, thus say Yahweh, Yahweh power, behold, I will stretch out my hand against the Philistines, and I will cut off the Chittim, and destroy the remnant of the sea coast. Verse 17. I will execute great vengeance upon them with furious rebukes, and they shall know that I am Yahweh when I lay my vengeance upon them. So Yahweh Shai is a revengeful God, okay? That's what this is all about. And on that note, all praises and glory goes to Yahweh Shai. Shalom.